Okay, that's it. And then I open up this. I open up this. I go to here. And I go to bam. Huzzah. Hello everyone. How are we doing today? I'm currently opening up Photoshop. Cause here we are. Now I can switch these windows. Bada bam. Okay, and now I share the screen with you guys so you can see what I'm doing as well. Huzzah! Hey! All right, we got the chat coming up here. And then I gotta get the Shareville link, don't I?
That might help.
Wow, so much has happened in the past month. The last time we were here, we were premiering the part 1, and that was before I went back to. I traveled back up the country. That was before school started up again. That was before all those. Oy vey. Well, I was thinking this stream would just be kind of a more mellow one. I know that everyone's. Like I told you last month that we would not have part 2 ready for this month, and I stand by that statement. We do not have it ready. It's going to be a little bit, but I was just going to I was going to give you guys the option really. I could either here. What do you got? What do you want Nathan to work on? A. Drawing. No, wait. A. Storyboards. B. Title cards. C. Drawing suggestions from the chat. Let that simmer.
So far, a lot of people want an A.
Yeah, a lot of people are choosing A. I see. I think the A's are going to have it. All right. Well, time to close Photoshop then. Because I don't use my Photoshop to do storyboards. Let's see here. Storyboard Pro. I guess this scene isn't much of a spoiler. You can just continue this from when I was working on it in meeting. There we are. Share it for you guys. Huzzah!
Here we go.
I was getting really upset in the meeting when we did, because I couldn't get the satellite to properly fly by the camera. It kept like, it didn't want to do Z-axis right.
Alright, I shall look for questions.
I shall put on some background music for the chat.
Alright, Smash Up Mashup asks, hey, what's up?
That's very loud. Oh. Everything's pretty okay right now, I think.
Yep.
In a more literal sense, there's a bug that flew past my window. That is up.
To Nate and crew, greetings, I'm Toasty Sheep. What's up, Toasty Sheep? This live stream is dead. I don't think so. We got 27 people.
It just started. Give it some time. We're still setting up. All right.
And honestly, 27 is pretty good for like only, what, 5 minutes into the stream?
Yeah.
It's still going on for me.
Especially for a stream that our average viewer count is about 20 to 30 people watching. Live, anyways. People watch them after, too, but... I wonder if Danse Macabre have any royalty-free recordings.
Okay, Aaron has asked, I'm unsure about what is and isn't done in the grand scheme of things. Can I have some clarification, please?
Sure thing.
Basically, it's like when the project start, like 2014.
Publicly,
Yeah.
yes.
So in that time, we've basically just been. Well, I say we. I joined the project in 2017, but basically what's being done since then is we've written an entire season. It's like what, 26 episodes?
Yeah.
And we cast a bunch of characters. We've been holding auditions for voiceover. And we got almost all the characters in season 1 cast. And we've also been storyboarding. I'm not sure how much of the season we've storyboarded, because I gotta go through it again. And we're sort of starting to animate, to do the rough animation tests. We're in the beginning phases of that. So yeah, we've written, we've been writing, we've been recording, and storyboarding is basically what's been done
And then in terms of
in the grand scheme of things.
completion status, we've said this before. The scripts are 100% done. If not, just we kind of want to go back and reformat them at some point, but that's not rewriting them. That's just taking what's already there and copying them and pasting it to a different format. And then let's see. Some of the episodes are actually 100% recorded at this point. Like all the characters have their lines in. A lot more episodes are partially recorded, where some characters are done but others are not. I would say that's the vast majority of episodes. And then there are episodes that have yet to be recorded at all in terms of voice dialogue. The middle one's the majority. There is a lot fewer episodes that are either A, 100% done or either A, 100% done or B, 0% done. There's more episodes that are C, partially completed. Eat sports, someone says. Oh, EA Sports, it's in the game. Alright. Let's see, I gotta get a monitor. I got the thing in space done.
I've been playing Mario Sunshine non-stop. Yo, I think I downloaded that game, but I haven't booted it up yet. 3D All-Stars. Wait, did I download it? I know I bought it. Oh, it's your first time playing it. Yo, that game was my jam. Back in, like, what? 2006 was when I played it. And I can't tell what your username is. It's like just a little lightning bolt. Okay, Smash a Mashup asks, to Nathan, have you ever found Universal purchasing the distribution rights to DreamWorks animations films distributed by Paramount Pictures and 20th Century Studios demeaning and degrading?
Did they do that recently? That's probably a smart business.
I don't know.
That's probably. I mean,
No, I think that was like back around when Universal bought DreamWorks.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I always found it sad that Universal bought DreamWorks outright. Like, I always kind of liked it that DreamWorks Animation was kind of its own independent thing. But that's not your question. In terms of Universal buying the distribution rights away from Paramount and Fox, that seems like a smart business decision. Doesn't seem insulting at all. Because if Universal owns DreamWorks Animation now, and have the rights for all future distributed movies, including the past How to Train Your Dragon 3, that means that they do not have distribution rights for How to Train Your Dragon 2 and 1. And say they want to make a nice big old box set, right? All 3 movies, and then maybe have include all the specials on a 4th Blu-ray. They can't do that without the rights. So it's a smart business decision to buy them back.
What if Disney buys CBS? Oh no! That would be a disaster in the making. That Paramount will be owned by Disney, apparently. That would not go well.
What if Disney buys Viacom CBS? Oh God, I hope not. They own enough. Disney, you own enough. You already make up a third of the entire entertainment industry. You're good. You're already a monopoly. Kid versus Cat. All the actors and actresses alive are in Teenage Robot, or did they pass away? I believe the only one who has passed away was Eartha Kitt. I believe everyone else is still kicking. Knock on wood. No, they wouldn't dare. First of all, I don't think Disney... I'm reading a comment. Smash Mount Mashups. I wouldn't mind a DreamWorks Animations film distributed at 20th Century to be on Disney+. First of all, I don't think Disney Plus is allowing anything from any other studio on... I think it's exclusively Disney-owned things. They own National Geographic. They own Marvel. They own Star Wars. That's why all those are on there. I don't think they are open to putting other properties on there whatsoever. Second of all, I don't. Again, maybe I'm a little bit biased against Disney because of how much they own, entertainment-wise. But again, I feel like DreamWorks should definitely be looking at either Netflix or CBS All Access or HBO Max or whatever, a different streaming service than Disney Plus. Especially considering that Disney is one of their biggest competitors.
Wait, who's Joe Olasky?
Who?
Oh, he was Ivan. The voice actor for Infrared Ivan also passed away.
Yeah. I do not mean this in a mean way at all, but I did not consider him like on the same level as like Eartha Kitt, Vexus. She was the main villain, you know. She was the Megatron to Jenny's Optimus Prime. He was Infrared Ivan spoke in one episode, so he was like sad that he passed away. Don't get me wrong, but not an essential character. Plants 10,000. What if Jenny and Nathan met? Well, she would try to blast me with her gun. That's what it's... I animated that a long time ago. And she was successful. She got me right in my shins. And I flew up into the air and landed on my back.
I think I made a GIF of that, and I've been waiting to use it.
A common, when I was making fun videos a while back, way back when I was in like high school and whatnot, a common theme was that something would blow me up. It was a very common slapstick comedy that I had in my videos.
I think we can work that into season 5 somehow.
I get blown up somehow. Either blown up or like some other unfortunate accident. Like, I believe there was one video where I was in a flying car that decided to not fly anymore, and I plummeted with my friends. We were alive. It was like it's a cartoon slapstick gag. We were alive when we hit the ground, but it's like it was just like it's a common trope that I constantly beat myself up in my earlier videos. All right, I want to like, you know what? I'll do the long version, and then if it's too long, I'll cut it down.
Question: does anyone have a favorite XJ sister?
XJ8, I think, is one of my favorites. I just love how she's like Terminator, where she's completely monotone in everything she says. And I am not just saying this because I happen to be voicing her in the reboot, but I genuinely I like her because I think a lot of comedy comes from her, just her like being completely monotone in her speech. And then I got a soft spot for XJ6 because I think she is the most insecure out of all of them, which is ironic because one of them is very depressed.
Yeah.
But that is more of like a headcanon thing, not an official thing. Anyone else?
I'm not entirely sure about mine. I don't think I have any favorites. It's just so.
I like 5 and 6.
Not too big. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to. Let me see. I'll tell what that is.
Tonight and crew, have you ever heard Dead Space?
I have. It terrorized me when I was younger because of how freaking violent those deaths were. Now I'm not. It's not so bad, but it's like the eye one still gets me, but the other ones are. It's not so bad. Unless we're talking about a different Dead Space.
I guess just the franchise in general. I've seen a few people do LPs up. I haven't played it myself though. Okay, what was the team's decision on full animation after the animatic release and survey?
We gathered the response and we know what your decision is, or like what you voted on. We haven't had the big meeting yet. We're gonna have a debate about it. We definitely all have positions already, but like where we're gonna be standing. But we want to come decide on that as a team. it's still weird to think though that it's only been a month. So, I mean, at this point we have enough responses to gather an opinion, but like it's still like crazy to think about. Can't really tell what that is when you do that either. I'm trying to do the thing where it's like you got like forced perspective, where you got like a few really close to the camera, some really far away. So it kind of looks like it's a giant room filled with all these weird looking arms.
Okay, which death from Dead Space was most terrifying for you? For
It
me,
wasn't-
it was probably
Oh yeah, go
where
ahead.
he's holding the guy by the shoulders, and then the thing like pierces his forehead and lays its eggs in him, and then it just bursts out of him.
No, yeah, see that? Not so bad. I can't. The one that like, and I hated it because, you know, I got to see it without even like clicking on a video because guess what people decided to put on every single goddamn Dead Space video. The death where the one that creeps me out to this day is the one where like the needle is going into his eye and it's like ripping it out. It's like and everyone puts that on the thumbnail. Why?
Well, it's kind of like the same thing with Dark Crystal, the prequel, the
No, that's not okay.
Ancient
No,
Resistance with the
no. That's not. That was off. First of all, that was off screen. You didn't see that actually happen. In the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance bit. I know which one you're talking about. This is on screen, so you're physically seeing this thin needle go into this guy's eye, and you physically see it get ripped out. So that's what that's what people decided to put on their thumbnails when that game was really popular, and I hated it. I hated that they did that. Because I didn't even watch those videos. Like I didn't even, that was the crazy thing. I didn't even watch Dead Space videos, but I guess because of the YouTube algorithm, it just started giving me them because of the popularity, I guess. And then I hate it. I mean, that's not to say anything about the quality of the actual game. I've never played it. It could be fantastic, like a great game. But I just hate that death because of how gross it is. For me there's like a happy balance. If you want to make a death brutal, there's a way to do that without making it disgusting, you know?
Okay, I think there's people in the chat causing mischief.
yeah.
Some mischief.
Let's see. I don't want to. I assume everybody's saying clap, Jenny.
Oh, hey, Samson telling them it's time to stop, which means
Okay, are we gonna cut the future episodes to 11-ish minutes?
No, the future episodes are 11 minutes. They are. It's only the opening episode and the finale that are specials. Everything else are 11 minutes. We also have a Halloween episode that is technically, if you want to be technically 20 minutes in length, but it is really two separate stories that just happen to have a little bit of a bridge in the middle.
Misty have an origin story to reveal how she became an outcast back on her planet?
I don't think we're gonna be giving her an origin episode or like a dedicated episode like that. However, when we bring her on for season 5, I definitely do want to expand her character a little bit. I feel like she has a lot of potential to be a more complex character than what she already is. Not to say that she's bad now, but I'm just saying like I see potential in developing Misty more.
Which game is better, Fall Guys or Among Us?
I have played neither, but from the clips I've seen and like some other people playing them, I'm inclined to go with Among Us. That seems like a much more fun game.
I haven't played Among Us yet, but I know Fall Guys is actually like a really fun time. I've been I've been 1 away from a dub on 3 separate occasions. 2 of which were like within a fraction of a second. Can the reboot have a Final Fantasy reference? We do have a video game episode with a bunch of video game references. So maybe we can.
Yeah. If it doesn't get written out of the script, isn't there a part where when Jenny turns on the console and it's like there's like a hub of different games she could play, and it's kind of like the PlayStation Xbox sort of thing where it's like previous games, blah, 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 blah. Throw one in there. We can throw in pretty much any reference we want in there. All right, there we go. This is more the kind of the idea I was going for. You can tell that they're all the same, that they're all arms, but they're at different heights, they're at different distances away from the camera. Looks spooky. Although no, actually, let's make it clear that these are wires. By moving them, shrinking them. Right. Actually, let's redraw them.
Do you think it's possible for another studio to fund a Cartoon Network Studios feature film? Just saying, since Warner Brothers failed with 2002's Powerpuff Girls movie.
I think releasing it to theaters is a mistake. If a wide release, anyways. Limited release, that's more plausible. But it's...
Okay, everybody's asking, like, what if this character met Jenny Wakeman? Like, what if Scrooge McDuck met Nora Wakeman? What if Isaac Clarke met Jenny Wakeman? Like, I don't know. I would think they'd introduce themselves and then, I don't know.
Hmm. There we go. All right. Okay, wires. I want some wires.
What other stories can I expect from Rebooted? Well, if you go to the website, you can just see a list of the episodes and the synopsis. The synopses. Oh, dang, we're up to 40 viewers now.
Woo! Cool.
I think that's.
Let's see. In a dark room.
Have we considered updating the website? I think we just need to make just like another update video.
Yeah. I've been busy. I want to.
Yeah.
That's too dark for a backdrop. Means I have to go back in here.
Do you plan on holding another episode idea contest?
Season 5, yes. Community vote. And hopefully that one is going to be more involved too. I'm still trying to think of a system, but I want to have it so the next time I'm trying to, no guarantees, but I want it so that the next one is more like we vote on the whole community votes on the idea, and then the whole community pitches in helping write in the episode. I don't know how we can do that though without preventing people from screwing it up on purpose. like, you know, coming in and like what some spammers here have been doing, like coming into the script and copying and pasting a bunch of crap over and over again. I'm trying to think of a way of preventing that, and then when I do, that'll be like, I hope that'll be the format where we all vote on the idea, and then we write it as a community. That'd be really cool.
Powerpuff Girls and Adventure Time are better shows than Teenage Robot. See, I agree, but I also think Teenage Robot like had potential to become like a really good show, but it was just never given a chance to live up to it.
Yeah. I feel like it's debatable with Powerpuff Girls which one's better. Powerpuff Girls definitely, if you're only looking at the early seasons, but if you're counting the entire show, I feel like there's up for more debate, because Powerpuff Girls was definitely subject to seasonal rot. The later seasons were not as good. Adventure Time, again, I feel like that's not... no, I guess Adventure Time by and large is better. But I would also say that there are some dud segments inside the whole of Adventure Time. You know what I'm saying? There are some duds.
Yeah. But both Powerpuff Girls and Adventure Time both sort of like blew up in a way that Teenage Robot like just didn't.
Right, and I agree to that. So that's why I say if you're only counting the early seasons of Powerpuff Girls, it's no contest Powerpuff Girls. If you're counting the later seasons as well, then I say it's a little bit more of a debate. Same thing for Dexter's Laboratory. Early seasons Dexter, awesome series. Later seasons, it kind of fell off the map a little bit. Something happened. I don't know what. Maybe Gennady stepped away and started working on Samurai Jack. and someone else took over. No, 2016 I would have said 2016 Powerpuff Girls if I was talking about 2016 Powerpuff Girls. I'm talking about the later seasons of the original Powerpuff Girls. It definitely... I binge watched the series before, and you feel it. You feel the change. The change in pacing, the jokes and everything. Powerpuff Girls is one of those shows where it's fun to binge through, right? Where even though it's episodic, you can just like, hey, here's some more fun. When you get to the seasonal rot, you feel it, and you're like, this is actually getting kind of hard to sit and binge through. And sometimes you gotta like, I believe like it really started to hit when it was the sunburn episode, and it was the episode where the whole episode was just Mojo Jojo saying, "I'm oppressed," over and over again. Those jokes are good in small servings, like 1, 2, maybe 3. But if the entire episode concept is this same joke of ha 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 ha, they have a sunburn, or ha ha ha, there are overprotective animal rights people protecting the evil Mojo Jojo, and that's the entire episode, it's grating. That's what I was going for. Spooky. many references do you want in the video games? Yes.
Yep.
There's a lot. There are a lot. We cover all of our favorite games, I think, which is a lot.
I think at one point we did a Roller Coaster Tycoon reference.
I think so, but we eliminated it for like a funnier joke. I think I can't remember. I have to read the script again. I do remember like there's a generic Call of Duty / Halo / first person shooter reference in there. I remember that. I think there's a reference to one of those strategy games, like where it's like you're set in like Roman times or something, and the whole game is like it's a strategy game, strategy war.
We still don't really know how many references we're gonna have because
we just make them. We just make them as we go, like, and it's like it's just one of those things where it's like this would be funny if this were here. This would be funny if this were here, and it's just like little hidden little. Obviously, there's the big ones where it's like you cannot watch the episode without seeing the reference, and then there's the little stuff like the little Easter eggs that you just hide in the background. Like, if you look at this frame right there. Levant Media, Paramount, and Teenage Robot are not connected. No, actually, they are not. Paramount and Nickelodeon are similar in the sense that they are both owned by Viacom CBS. That is correct. Outside of that, two completely different companies. And then that's even been a problem, ironically. Granted, this problem has relaxed in the recent decade, but remember back to the original SpongeBob SquarePants movie, okay? The first one, they get the Mr. Krabs gets frozen. They got to go get the crown from
Shell City.
Yes, that one. Sorry, Shell City. Yada yada. As a kid, did you ever wonder why Neptune looked so different than he did when in the actual television series, or why Perch Perkins was brown instead of blue like he normally is in the cartoon series? The reporter fish guy. That is because this is relaxed over time, a mandate between studios that content produced by the network can't really make its way to the movie studio, and vice versa. So, for a long time, those designs had to remain separate. Now, I know you. And the first thing you say, what about SpongeBob, Patrick, yada yada, all the main characters? You are correct. That, I believe, is filed under a different trademark because those are like officially like licensed characters with and draw and stuff like that. But the side characters that do not have such, like, I don't think there is a copyright exists for the SpongeBob version of Neptune. I think he's just a background character that exists inside the greater television series. But there definitely exists a trademark for SpongeBob SquarePants. Definitely. So, and I believe it's also has, I think I'm a little fuzzy on the details, but I think it also has something to do with, like, to make sure that work is provided for character designers and concept artists in the movie studio that Paramount had at the time. Something like that. Point is, though, in the recent decade, that has laxed. That is not. They're working together more now than against each other. So that is why you've seen more movie elements. Like, I believe Mindy made a cameo in a SpongeBob episode at some point. The mermaid. I don't know off the top of my head though. I don't watch new SpongeBob. I've grown up out of it. But my point is that they've carried over some stuff back into the cartoon series. The rules have laxed, but that is why. But that just goes to show how different the two companies are, Nickelodeon and Paramount. That's another. If Nickelodeon rebooted Teenage Up with the use original style or Cal Art style, that is a misconception. Cal Art style is not a thing, contrary to popular belief. That is a Cal Arts is there are hundreds of artists that graduate from Cal Arts every year, and all of them have wildly different art styles. What you are referring to when you say Cal Art style, quote unquote, is just more of a sense of you're more so talking about a trope in modern cartoon television. And the way that starts is with the success of a single series. Like when one series kicks off and is super successful, all the cartoon producers and all the cartoon makers that see that kick off and be successful, they want a piece of that pie. And this happens in Hollywood in general. You know, we saw this happen with the MCU and all the cinematic universes and stuff. MCU starts it, does amazing. Then all the other producers and all the other studios are like, oh, well, shit, let's try and make a universe of our own, kind of cash in on this. Same thing happens with cartoons. And so when you see a particular style or a particular way of drawing things become popular, that is usually because in separate cartoon series, that's usually because there was a cartoon series that came out at the beginning that did super awesome. And now the other producers are like, let's try and cash in on this. Let's try and mend this other series that's in development so we can like mimic the art style a little bit. Maybe we can like shove in, not copy it outright, because even though the bean shape that you see with Gumball and Steven Universe and Clarence and whatnot, that's definitely a trope. That is nowhere. Those series are nowhere near the same style at all. They have vastly different rules and color tones and blah blah blah. But there is definitely that mindset of producers to be like, you don't have to copy it, but like maybe use it as some inspiration. You know, this is a series that's doing really well, and we would be very happy if you could just take some inspiration in its art direction. Not copy it, but take some inspiration. And that's what you refer to when you're talking about the quote unquote Cal Art style. It's more so a trope among modern television rather than all coming from a single school in California. Because you want to know what series started the thick lines of the early cartoons of the early 2000s? The trope where the trope where everything is drawn with very thick outlines. I'll tell you. SpongeBob SquarePants. That's the one that started that. Everything else before SpongeBob had relatively thin lines. Relatively speaking. You look at Ren and Stimpy and whatnot, they have outlines, but they're kind of thin, kind of sketchy. SpongeBob SquarePants comes out, does amazing, kicks off, and then all the other networks are like, ooh, that style is working. Maybe we can do some thick line stuff. Then you got Kim Possible. Then you got Danny Phantom and Fairly Odd Parents, which granted, same studio, but still. Then you got Codename Kids Next Door, thick lines. It's how it starts. The infection, the spread.
Right, and somebody asked a question about memes in a modern Teenage Robot show.
Not intentionally.
Problem with memes is that by the time the episode comes out, they've been dead for
Yeah.
months, years, maybe.
Yeah. No, I think Nickelodeon learned that the hard way. And then Cartoon Network turned around and learned that the hard way as well. You should have learned from Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. You should have learned.
At least Disney isn't doing it, right?
Well, they're next.
With Disney Channel.
They're next.
Oh no.
If Cartoon,
Oh no.
if Nickelodeon did it and Cartoon Network, the spread, Nick, the infection.
Oh, no. Why?
If I do meme jokes, I like to do it so over the top. It's hilarious. I hate it when it's just like a random insert. I think I've talked about this before. If I were to do something like a meme, like a popular meme, it would have to be like, say dabbing. That's long dead at this point. But say we bring in a dabbing for an episode. I am not just going to have a character dab for no reason or yell dab or something. I'm going to make it so over the top that it's funny because it's over the top. I would have them like riding a truck that's going over a cliff, and on the way down they are going back and forth from arm to arm, dabbing all the way down to the bottom, and then it explodes. That would be my ideal, like, that would be kind of funny to me. And it wouldn't just be a random, like, I'm throwing in dabbing for whatever. It's just like, it adds to the over-the-topness of how ridiculous it is. That's how I would handle it if I were to do it.
Really over the top or really subtle, like one frame.
Right.
See, you don't want your show to use memes. You want your show to make memes.
Yes, exactly. You want to be the ones that like make the memes, and like they said, you create the images that people are going to copy and paste and use. You want to be the meme setter. You don't want to be the meme copier.
I've heard that the adjective form of meme is memetic.
You might be correct. Fun fact, though, something that I learned in first year of the semester, a meme is not necessarily a recent thing. The word meme has existed long before it's used to describe internet culture.
I'm pretty sure it just means like a popular thing.
Yes, that's exactly what it means. A meme, in the literal definition of the word and what it's existed for decades before the internet was even a thing, is just a popular trope among the population.
McDonald's is a meme.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to talk about like mythological stuff, dragons, they are a meme. And that's what my class was all about. That's why he brought it up. I took a class on monsters in culture. Like, it was really interesting. It was like we were going like talking about how monsters and like creatures and whatnot, mythical things rose to such popularity. And then on top of that, not just like fictional monsters, but literal monsters, where it's like serial killers and why they are glamorized in media and stuff like that. It was a really interesting class. do the shift key trick. Yes, I can. Oh my god. I love this trick. For those who don't know, if you're on a drawing program, a lot of drawing programs do the trick where if you hold shift, you force your cursor to draw straight. And so you can easily switch between the line tool and the paintbrush tool in an instant. It's so great. Shut down conveyor belt.
Should be a teenage robot video game on Switch. I would definitely be down for like more Nicktoons games.
Yeah, I think in terms of expanding Teenage Robot to other media, I always thought of video game, like an open world, kind of like this in the sense of like Battle Bikini Bottom or that Simpsons game, and I forgot the name of it. Or
Hit and Run.
yeah, and then there was this one's more obscure and not as good as the two I just mentioned, but there was a Fairly Odd Parents game that also had kind of like a concept where you would go to different locations and stuff. Not as open world as say Battle of Bikini Bottom, but pretty open world. Something like that, only with Trevorton, and all like you could like open up a portal and go to Cluster Prime, and visit all these places. That would be a great game for Teenage Robot. Another one, although granted this is such a, I shouldn't say simple because I'm not a game developer and I don't know how hard it is to make this type of game, but I can see it being a part of the game I just mentioned, a fight brawler thing where like a Mortal Kombat style fighting game would also probably work for Teenage Robot.
Gun.
But it wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't be as good, I don't think, because you lose part of like My Life as Teenage Robot. It's an action comedy, but part of it is the slice of life, and you don't get that with a Mortal Kombat sort of thing. You don't get the kind of slice of life walking through a town kind of feel. You get it's all action. So I feel like the open world kind of third person kind of style would be perfect for Teenage Robot as a video game.
Or like I don't know what the name of the genre is called, but if anyone's familiar with like Doki Doki Literature Club, like the multi-choice dialogue stuff.
Oh, like a dating simulator?
Kind of, but not really. Like with the dating simulation stuff, more like just slice of life stuff.
Oh, okay. That would be more like, I feel like a fan could come up with that real easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You know what I would play the hell? I would live stream me playing this. If someone made a dating simulator for Teenage Robot, but went the opposite direction in what you think it's gonna go. Instead of dating, like Melody and Misty and Jenny and blah, 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 all the people that you expect. No. You're dating Sheldon. You're dating Brad. You're dating Don Prima. I would play that game. That'd be so funny. That just complete opposite direction.
Someone says, I think the guys from Saints Row could do a Teenage Robot video game. And I was gonna say, like, in Saints Row 4, you do like the crazy like melee finishers, and I can see Jenny doing a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, you know what? Like, also, like, would be so cool. I mean, I think Saints Row had this where it's like you could upgrade yourself. just like they just the concept of upgrades. Like you got like with like the Spider-Man games and stuff where you could upgrade your gear. That would work amazing with Jenny. You could unlock new weapons and stuff like that to use, new abilities. That'd be so great.
Seats, flow, floor. Finishers.
Did it again. I did the color that was too dark.
Okay, I just posted the finishing moves I saw in Saints Row 4. Most of them are just like wrestling moves, but when you fast forward to the minute mark, like that's all the stuff I can see Jenny doing.
Take a look in a sec.
What do we think of Matt Lippiello? I don't know who that is. Let me look him up. Matt Lippiello. Matt Lippiello. Not on IMDb. Who is this Matt Lippiello of whom you speak? One P or two P's? Two P's and two L's. Lippiello? Who is Matt Lippiello? found their Twitter. Oh, they're just an artist. Wait, are they an artist? Can't find any of their stuff. Oh, oh, okay, here's some of it. Oh, wow, it's pretty cool. I can kind of see how it's kind of inspired by Teenage Robot. Like in the facial expressions. Yeah, pretty solid work. Yep, I approve. I approve of Matt Libiello. That is my answer to that question. To Nathan and the crew, what's your biggest nightmare?
I really don't even know.
Like biggest fear? Is that what they mean?
I don't know. What's your biggest nightmare, they say?
Because I can either interpret that as biggest fear or worst nightmare I've ever had. I don't. So, please clarify, sir. I'll be happy to share. But are you saying what are you most terrified of, or are you saying what was the worst nightmare you've ever had? These are Plants 10,000. Are these part 1 or part 2 storyboards? These are part 2. Hint, hint.
Bring back Sierra, but give her cool shades and a gun.
A lot of people want us to bring back Sierra. She was meant to be a one-off.
Oh, come on. She doesn't need to be a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, no, we gotta bring her back.
Oh, I think he's saying like was your biggest nightmare that you ever
Okay.
had in your dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that immediately comes to mind. Granted, this was back when I was like in grade school, so it probably has changed. But thankfully, maybe my brain has like locked out the others because I've had some awful nightmares. Um, the one I always remember though is it was back in grade school. The whole nightmare was I was falling uh, forever. Like I was like it was just me falling, and I was falling through a cloud. It was cloudy. It was kind of like a tunnel of gray clouds going down. Only instead of clouds per se, I just say that to get so you get visualize the color. Instead of clouds, it's spider webs, and those spider webs are coated in blood. And in the spider webs are TVs, all of which are on, and they are all showing violent, bloody horror movies. And it is just me falling endlessly through this giant tunnel of bloody spider webs and horror movie TV screens endlessly. That's the dream. And that is always my. And I have probably had worse nightmares than that because that's going back to when I was in grade school. But that is my go-to usually in answering that question. Anyone else?
I can never really remember my dreams.
Oh goodness. Do you remember when Snow and Seven Dwarfs was about to come out on DVD back in 2001? They had like these trailers where apparently the animation, like the text is like ghostly and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That was my nightmare because it really scared me as a kid. Almost as say as the Mark Elliott, the Disney announcer saying like the feature presentation thing. And back then, like, I also had like a nightmare where pink elephants from Dumbo was also like a nightmare.
I'm trying to make this organize this. So we saw in the first part one of the animatic, we saw the left side of this screen, like the left side of this contraption. It's like a security camera. I'm trying to move it over to the right side now, so it was so it's kind of like it was masked by the camera. You couldn't see it, even though I am just like making this sign up as I go right now, just so it's like it's clear that it's a monitor for the space probe that was launched. I hope everyone caught that in the first part of the animatic that the space probe launched.
I was thinking maybe we could make that a little more obvious.
We had a line of dialogue and 2 streams of smoke coming out of the house. And there is a dedicated part of the montage of the activation where we see it launch into the air. So I hope it's noticeable. That's usually enough where you have a line of dialogue acknowledging it, you have it visually happening on screen, and you have a consequence of it happening on screen. That is like, those are the big 3 usually for the audience to go, there it is.
Could there be an episode where Nora turns herself into a pickle?
And
I'm sure somebody already did that.
I don't think Wakeman would be the one to do it though. I feel like it'd be a different. That'd be like a Brad thing.
Sheldon or Talk even.
No, Sheldon would question why. Like, why would you do this? Tuck,
But Brad would not have the know-how to do it.
right? He wouldn't. He lacks the know-how, unfortunately. But if he could, he would. It's just because, for the same reason of like, it's just well, I shouldn't say same, because wasn't it like Rick was doing it because he was subconsciously trying to avoid going to therapy. He tried to pass it off because it was just for the shits and giggles, but Brad would actually do it for the shits and giggles. he would.
Wait, Pickle Rick was because Rick did not want to go to therapy or something like that?
That was the plot of the episode. At least what they were trying to say. The family was going to therapy, like they were going to go to the like family therapy. Morty was going, the wife was going, the sister was going. I don't remember their names. Rick made it clear that he did not want to go at the beginning, and then we have the scene where it's like, flip it over, it's gonna be amazing, Morty. I turned myself into a pickle, blah blah, and so it's very much implied that the entire reason why he did that was to avoid therapy and avoid going. He tried to say that it was for shits and giggles, but like,
Why would Rick not want to go to therapy?
because this is his character. I'm doing a horrible job.
Huh.
Somebody asked, when will the second part of the animatic be released?
Yet to be disclosed. Yet to be disclosed. We're working on it though.
We discussed it recently.
We did, but it was very recently, and I don't want to announce it yet, bearing something happens, you know. I want to announce it when we're more confident, where it's like, yeah, okay, it's coming out soon, blah blah blah. did it again! I did it again! Why do I keep doing it? I keep drawing the line work with my background color. So when I do this, and I color in the background, it disappears. Circle it all, change the color.
Anyone remember when Eggman pissed on him? Even though
I know
that
what
was
they're. I
just
know
out
what.
of context.
I know what they're talking about. Eggman pissing on the moon. It is by far one of the greatest abridged dubs of all time. By far. Simply for the fact that it was live and it was improv. That blows my mind. And how well it worked. They had to be like freaking comedic geniuses. It's the Sonic 06.
No, it's actually the Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, I think they threw in 06 at some point because I remember seeing clips from that.
Yeah, Sonic 06 was abridged too.
So like it's just it's this group of people who put together all these different abridged Sonic stuff, and it's like did it live and everything, and it's hilarious.
Although the real plot of the entirety of that particular sequence is that Eggman just blows off half the moon just so the Earth can surrender.
Yeah, but like that the whole point of it abridged is to take it and make it your own thing.
And take it out of context.
Yeah. Like what? Freaking another favorite abridged of mine, the Dragon Ball. That's like another famous one. The story is ironically similar, similar, very. I would dare to say it's like it's almost got the same story plot overall, but the situations and stuff. There's like these minor changes here and there that are like that put things in different contexts, make funnier jokes, and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's the whole point. The whole point of an abridged is to take something, make it funny. Like I don't think there's ever been an abridged series that's serious. And B, do your own thing with it. And it always works better if you're taking something serious and that has more of a serious tone and making it funny. If you're taking something that has a funny tone and making it funny, then you're just changing the jokes. You know what I'm saying? So.
Somebody asked, what program are you using?
Currently, I am using Storyboard Pro. It's my go-to program for storyboarding. Granted, there are other storyboard programs out there. This is just the one I like to use. Okay. Now we just add an ease. Make that a little longer.
See?
Nice. So we got this build up. This is the opening scene, I think, of the part 2. It's like,
I
just hear
think
the
when merged,
bing.
it'll just continue on.
Yeah. Bing. What? I'm sorry, what was that?
Once part 2 is merged with part 1, it just becomes an actual.
Well, we're going to upload it separately, I think, because I think it'd be redundant to have part 1 be attached in the YouTube upload. But overall, yeah, we'll probably stitch them on our side. It's just like we open to all these creepy claws with a ding, bing, bing, bing. We got a radar, bing. And then cut to space. We follow this the space probe. It's flying through the air. And then, oh, big portal. And then, uh-oh, something's coming out of the portal. Shadow. And now, I copy and paste this thing. Moving on over here. Get rid of the camera frames. Reset it. Be real close up. Split the panel here.
Somebody asked, will the reboot have the same intro or will it be a bit different?
Different.
A bit different.
Yes, it's the original show had the intro theme. What we did was we took that theme and we added verses to the song. Like now it's got, I think, 4 different verses. And out of the 4 verses we chose, or I mean we wrote, we chose one, and that verse will be the intro to our show. But it's the same song, like in terms of like musical tone and stuff like that. Just new verse. All right, and I think that's the scene. Before we cut to the next bit, right? Just like bing, 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 the radar, bing. Then we're in space. We're following the probe. Something's coming out of the portal. Shadow looming over. Cut back to this. Bing, 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 and then cut. Anything make this bit a little bit longer. spacing wise. And then yeah, 24 seconds. Huzzah! Save. Anyway, did we miss any questions? I was focused on wrapping up that scene.
Let's see. Remember the scene in Sister Sledgehammer when Brad and Tuck ran to Nora screaming? Will that scene be remade in Howl of Metal when Brad and Tuck are running away from a werewolf Jenny?
That is a very specific question. Likely not. Likely not, because we don't. That's not really how we do.
Is Brad even in that episode?
I don't think he is. It's Howl of Metal is a Tuck episode, for sure. I don't think Brad's in it. But that's not. But my point it being that's not how we do storyboarding. We don't go to the original show and I mean maybe we could, but I'm more into the like create your own shots and create your own like angles and whatnot. I like pushing since the style is so simple. It's so flat and simplified and excuse me, yada yada. I am all for kind of pushing the camera angles and where they're standing and like in the shots and stuff like that. And I think it makes it more visually engaging. So I often encourage like people to just kind of experiment and have fun with camera angles and stuff. I don't really necessarily want them to just go back and recreate the shots from the original show. Granted, you can't experiment with every shot you got in the book. It's like, because then it's like, it just comes out looking weird. You got to have the quote unquote mundane shots as like say their characters having a normal conversation. You wouldn't have like a Dutch angle, wide angled close up on them. That'd be like, why are we, they were just a normal conversation. Why are we this close? You want to save them. Save the kind of fun shots for the cool moments. But my point being, ultimately, is that we don't go back to the original show and look for shots to copy. We more so just kind of like have fun creating our own shots.
Does the voice actress of Jenny in Rebooted sound the same as the original?
It's pretty close. I can't say who it is still, but it's pretty close. She does a really good job. All right, we got about 10 minutes left in this this live stream. I totally forgot about freaking royalty-free copyright music. We just listened to one song, and I didn't play anything else.
Wait, we got copyrighted.
No, I'm playing royalty. Every once in a while with these streams, I like to play royalty-free royalty-free music. Like, did I keep saying royalty-free copyright music? That doesn't make sense. That's an oxymoron. Royalty-free, no copyright music. That's what I like to play sometimes in the background of these, to fill the silence but not be distracting. Plot twist, Jenny's voice actor is Robin Zeddy himself. That would be hilarious. That'd be funny.
Probably not.
That'd be funny.
I think Julian Ball actually.
This guy, who knows about Portal to the Moon? I don't know what you're talking about, my guy. I keep seeing you post that question over and over again.
I know about Portal. Does
That
the crew
is
enjoy
hilarious.
answering questions in the chat? Yeah, when they're good.
Ooh.
Shut.
long will it take until we can see the second part of Activation Day?
Not for a little bit. Not for a little bit, unfortunately. I wish it could be sooner, but we're still working on it.
How long will the second part be?
Hopefully under 15 minutes. Hopefully. I'm trying my best not to make this 45-minute special. I'm trying to at least keep it 30. I know the public, I know the fans, like the go-to gut reactions like, no, make it 45, make it an hour, make it as long as you want. But I'm trying to stick to a proper like length format. I'm trying.
Will the episodes be premiered on YouTube?
Yes. If not on YouTube, what's our order? If not YouTube, we go to Dailymotion. If not Dailymotion, we go to Vimeo. If not Vimeo, we go to our own website, available for download. To Nate and crew, what do you think of me starting a new me without being annoying? Go for it. That's usually it's usually a good thing. Someone's refurbishing themselves, giving them a new, bettering themselves, moving themselves forward. Yeah, go for it, my guy. You be a new you. Stream will be ending in about 3 minutes. Yes, the stream will be ending soon.
I'm a girl. Anthony said this.
I'm a little laggy on the chat. I only just got that message pop up. All right, well, get in your final questions here, because we're about to wrap up here for the month. We'll see you guys in, I think the next live stream will be October 25th, if everything goes okay. Although, Halloween is on the 31st. That's the stupidest statement I've ever said in my life. Of course it is. I meant it's on a Saturday, the day before. That's what I meant to say. If we wanted to have a Halloween stream, we could. Like, better, that's like really right on the money. So, stay tuned for that decision, I guess. We'll either have it on the 25th, the 31st, or the 1st of November.
Has the crew drank water recently? I got some water right here. Gotta drink it.
I need to drink more.
That's good water.
I need to drink more
Tastes
water.
Like water.
Which is ironic.
What characters do you still need voices for in Season 4?
Yeah, that's right. We haven't run a voice cast for a while. We need to recast Rosinski, Mr. Pigott, the chemistry teacher, Silver Shell, Glenn. Then we have Teresa, Aunt Wisteria,
and Tammy.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I think everybody else has an official cast.
I think we really need to get started on casting call number 5, 6.
Yeah, I know. I've just it's one of those things where it's like when we work on something like that, like a casting call announcement, we put a pause on storyboards and stuff. And I like focusing on storyboards because casting calls are like, hey, come join and we're going to make something. Come join, please. We're going to make something. Come join. We're going to make something. And then versus working on storyboards is actually making the thing, you know? That's why I prefer doing that. And then I guess that's my explanation of why I'm so late on updating. I need to the DeviantArt and whatnot. It's just I like working on the actual stuff versus the side stuff that makes it look pretty publicly. Anyway, we're probably gonna wrap up here, guys. So,
All right, hang on. I have something to plug.
oh yeah, go.
I have something to plug. Okay, so I'm gonna be live streaming the animation process for this project on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/King of Trash EP.
Here, post it as a link.
I will post it as a link.
Well, you're not going to be able to do it, unfortunately, because it's a weird
I'll post
YouTube
it in
thing.
Discord.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna post it in the thing.
Post it in the Discord. Hang on. There we go. And there we go.
Do. Copy this.
So I'll be streaming it on weekends. Unless I don't feel like it, then I'll just play video games. But yeah, just usually on weekends, except not this weekend. But next weekend, definitely.
On certain weekends, he will be streaming. On certain weekends, he will be streaming the animation process of Activation Day Part 1. So, stay tuned. All right. So that being said, I think we're gonna wrap up here, guys. So
and you should also follow Mick. You should
Yeah.
follow our boy
Him
Mick.
too.
Twitch.tv/MickAngel. He also occasionally animates for the reboot, and he actually knows what he's doing. So you should check his channel out.
I'm gonna try. I need to dig for a link for him.
I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you.
Oh, I got it. I found it.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's another guy who streams. All right. Follow those people. They're not streaming now. I should clarify.
No, not now. Not now.
They're
I got stuff to do.
not streaming
Places to go.
now. It's just to follow.
I think Mick streams normally on weekdays.
Okay. You don't get plants. Calm down. I'm the owner of the YouTube channel. It's not going to ban me for posting a link in my own chat. It'll be fine.
Let's hope so, because YouTube these days is going to going cuckoo.
Mm-hmm. Well, we haven't even started that, Levon. For those who don't know, I've accepted a challenge from Mick to animate something. Apparently, we're starting on October 1st, and we're going till Halloween. That is a time to make our little animation fight, but there's nothing to show. Neither of us have started. We start on October 1st.
We could reveal it for the live stream that we're doing, unless we're doing that on like the 25th.
I don't know. That's like it's like a friendly competition. It has nothing to do with Teenage Robot.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, it's just like a Mick challenged me to see who's like who can make the best animation in a month, and you know, for fun. It's gonna be I'm gonna be at a disadvantage though. I'm gonna say outright because I got a lot of work to do for college. But I'm not gonna use that as an excuse though. I'm gonna make what I make, and if it's worse than Mick's, then it's worse than Mick's. I'm just acknowledging that I am at a disadvantage. Anyway, see you guys on Discord and stuff. Have a lovely evening. See you guys next month, whether it be on the 25th, the 31st, or the 1st. We'll let you know. See you guys on Discord and stuff. Bye-bye.
See ya!
Bye.